What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Happy Friday. It is officially the weekend and it is a long weekend. It is Memorial Day weekend. I hope you guys are having a great Friday so far. If you guys have plans, I hope you guys have fun this weekend. I don't have any plans, but the weather is supposed to be really nice this weekend and hot. Minus today, because as I'm sitting here doing this video, I am watching the clouds rolling in. I hear thunder and it has begun to rain. So it looks like it's going to be at home for me this Friday, but this weekend looks like it's going to be absolutely gorgeous. So maybe I'll figure out something to do. You guys know that all my family and friends are in Connecticut, so I'm not going out there this weekend. But in any case, you know, I have pure entertainment that is called Tyrone Magnus. And he always keeps me entertained. So I don't need to have any plans this weekend. But I hope you guys have something going on this weekend. I hope you guys are having a great day so far. I just want to touch base on healing, mental health, emotional health, physical health. I don't want to keep you guys too long, but I just want to stress to you guys how important it is to take care of your mental health because it affects every aspect of your life. It affects every part of who you are, everything that you do, everything that you feel. You know, a lot of people who go through trauma, anxiety, depression, you know, life events that have happened to them, and I've had this happen to me too, is that, you know, for a long while, you're okay, you're fine, you feel good, and then one day, things just hit you out of the blue. I mean, your mind just almost immediately just goes back to a moment that you had in your past, and you are anxious and you're upset and you're hurt and you're angry. And when you go through trauma, when you go through things in life that may feel like grief, whether you have had you lost someone in your life, whether it's by death, whether it's a long relationship, whether it's a marriage that ended in divorce, especially when it's something that it has time in, it's like grieving someone dying. And I remember at one point I went through something in my life, and you know, it was very detrimental to me. And even though nobody passed away in my life, my doctor told me, you're going through grief because this part of you is now gone and you're going through it. And it's normal. You know what I mean? And, you know, I can speak about this because I've had anxiety for many years. At one point, I was depressed. At some point, I was on medication for it. Thank God that I am no longer on any medication for anxiety. What I went through is what caused the depression. I didn't have depression in the sense that it was a daily struggle for me. It wasn't that. But anxiety was very dominant in my life for a very long time. And, you know, it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to have these moments, and don't let anyone tell you when is the right time to get over something. Don't let anybody tell you when is the right time to stop grieving. Don't let anybody tell you when is the right time to let go. You deal with what you have to deal with at your pace. But please make sure that you seek help. Make sure that you have a strong support system that you can go to, because that's what happens. Sometimes we go through things in life and, you know, we go through anxieties and things like this. And, you know, with situations that happen, one day, once in a while, things just hit you. You know, and a lot of people may not understand what that feels like. But it's a real thing. It's a real thing. And that's why it is so important to take care of your mental health. Talk to somebody, find some counseling, find a therapist. I have one. I have one on deck, okay? And I make it no secret. I encourage my friends and my family, if you're going through something, please talk to someone. Even people I don't know. If I come across people and I talk to people who tell me, yeah, I've been dealing with this for a long time, and my first thing is, have you seek therapy? There is nothing wrong. I hate that a lot of people, I won't say hate, because certain people, depending on their upbringing, they're it's not that they're not strong enough to seek therapy, but it's one of those things where it's just not something that's talked about. And going to therapy doesn't mean that you're crazy. Going to therapy doesn't mean that something is mentally wrong with you. Going to therapy means that you are taking care of your mind before it takes over you. There is no shame in you taking care of your mind. When it comes to your body, your physical, if you have to make a doctor's appointment to get a physical done, you do it. If it's time for you to get a cleaning at the dentist, you do it. You have no shame in saying that. You should have no shame in saying, oh, I got an appointment with my therapist. No, I'm not crazy. I'm just making sure that I'm taking care of my mental health, because your mind controls a lot of what you do, a lot of how you react. It controls your energy. It controls the way that you interact with people and things and places. Your mind is one of your most precious assets. Okay? And I want to encourage anybody out there who is going through anything, please seek help, seek therapy. I know that depending on, maybe some insurances won't cover it. Maybe it's too expensive. There is something out there for everyone, no matter what pay scale you're on. But whatever you do, please seek therapy. Take care of your mental health. It is so super important. But my main thing is, it's okay to not be okay. I know people who have been grieving things for many, many years. Some people may wonder, oh my gosh, you're still grieving? What do you mean? Oh my, like, grieving doesn't stop for some people. Grieving may be a long-term thing. Sometimes I know that my parents still grieve the loss of my grandparents. They're their parents. And they passed many, many years ago. I mean, I'm almost 40 now. My grandmother passed away when I was probably my early teens, maybe even younger than that. And once in a while, my parents still grieve them. So grieving is real. And it's not only grieving, again, it's not only grieving a death. You can grieve a divorce. You can grieve a breakup. You can grieve getting fired. Grieving comes in so many ways, shape, and forms. And there are so many stages of grief. There is a thing out there, it's called the 5 stages of grief. And it is a real thing, and it hits you when you least expect it. And that's why it's so important for you to talk to someone about what you're feeling. And again, you can be okay for a whole year, and then one day it can just hit you like a ton of bricks, and you're like, oh my gosh, like, why am I feeling this way? Why am I crying? Why is this hurting me so bad right now? And it's just one of those things where you kind of have to tell yourself, okay, you know what, this is just part of grieving. It may not make it go away, but over time you can help yourself deal with that grief. You understand what I'm saying? So I hope a lot of you out there understand that, if you do enough research, if you understand what grieving is, if you understand mental health and how important it is and what it affects. I mean, mental health, if you don't take care of yourself, that can affect your body, your physical, how you breathe, you eat. People who deal with depression and anxiety don't understand that it's not just someone going frantic. It affects your sleep. It affects your appetite. It affects your thinking. It affects the way that you interact with people, and not only friends, but family. It affects the way that you deal with work. It affects the way that you can deal with your children. because that's why it's so important when I tell you guys that if you are not 100% yourself, you cannot give 100% of yourself to someone else. You cannot pour out of an empty cup. In some of us, we get to a point where we are overflowing with emotions and anxiety and hurt and pain. And we can't possibly think that we can be 100% for someone else when we are not 100% ourselves. So again, it is okay to not be okay. Things happen, but please take care of yourselves. Take care of your mental health. If you know someone who is dealing with mental health, be there for them. Talk with them. Don't force them to do things outside of what they're comfortable doing, but just be there for them. Listen to them. Be an ear. Have a cup of coffee and just sit with them. Sometimes all I needed was someone to just sit with me in silence. That's it. It is the most smallest thing that you can do, but to someone who deals with anxiety and mental health issues, it can mean the world to just have someone with them. So if you know anybody who is dealing with any mental health issues, just be there for them. Be an encouraging person. Be supportive. Hold their hand. Be a shoulder to cry on, literally, because sometimes we'll even go through moments where all we can do is just cry. We don't know why, but it's just our emotions know sometimes things that our mind can't connect with. And I hope that kind of makes sense to some of you guys. But I'm praying for all of you. Those of you who are dealing with stuff, everything's going to be okay. And it is okay to not be okay. Do something that makes you happy. If it's a cup, for me, a cup of coffee in the morning always makes me really happy. I could be having a crappy day, and guess what? Coffee can help me just a little bit. Just a little bit. But do something fun. Give yourself some encouragement. Read a funny book. There are books out there that have some really funny things in them, I'm telling you. But go to a bookstore and just sit there. I used to do that. I used to go to a bookstore and I used to just dive into anything that was about happy thoughts and things that make you feel happy. There's a book that I have called Happiness Hacks. Actually, hold that thought. I have a book right here. This I found at the bookstore, and I found this when I was going through a lot of anxiety. This is called Happiness Hacks, okay? It's 300 plus simple ways to get and stay happy. It is not hard. Let me tell you something. Some of these things, seriously, like I'll open up a book right now, and it'll tell you different things to do. It'll give you a little description. Let me see if I can find something small. The very first thing here is decide to be happy. That's the very first page. Number 1 out of 300 plus things to help you stay happy, decide to be happy. Okay? Decide to be happy. That is the first step to bringing more joy into your life. Start off small. Don't overwhelm yourself because that can also get you a little bit overworked. But do something for yourself to bring you some joy. All right? Now, have a great weekend, you guys. Let me know in the comments section down below if you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you guys are up to. I'm going to try to get to some gaming today. It looks like it's going to storm. Hence the darkness. I'm sorry about the lighting. But anyway, we'll see how the day goes. But in any case, drop your comments down below. If you haven't done so, please subscribe to my channel, hit like and share. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you guys can get notified whenever I pop up on your feed. Have a safe and happy Memorial Day weekend. I'll see you guys later.